everyone, it's your girl Keys. Welcome to a new tutorial. If this is your first time of checking out my channel, just hit the subscribe button because you will be here after this tutorial. So today's tutorial is going to be on how to make a kaftan, and trust me, it is so easy. I will be making use of this fabric and I will need about 3.5 yards of this. But to determine the accurate amount of fabric you need from the nape of your neck down to the floor length. You need that measurement. Like for me, it is 61. So I'll need about 1 or 2 inches to hem the lower part. So all you have to do is to multiply that by 2. So whatever you get is the amount of fabric you will need. So this fabric is slightly stretchy, so I won't be needing a zipper or whatever for it. And you can decide to make it fitted or to make it free. But I will be explaining that as we go on with the tutorial. So since I said the length of my kaftan will be 61 plus, but I will make it 63 plus the hemming allowance. So now this is my fabric. My fabric is by 60. There are some fabrics that come by 45. You can also use that. So, but I want mine to be by 60 because I want, after making my kaftan, I want it to be somewhere around here. But if you are making use of fabric by 45, it will be somewhere around here. So the choice is yours. This is the fabric now, how to place it on fold. I have 3.5 yards of fabric, which is enough for me. This is the width and this is the length, which is by 60. So all I have to do is to fold this way. And then I will have my fabric this way. Can you see that? So after doing it this way, then I will fold again. Because the kaftan will be something like this. Can you see? It will be like this. So after folding it into 2, which is my floor length measurement, then I will take it again and fold this way. Did you see that? And I will place on the table. So all my measurements will be this way. I will folded my fabric this way. So because it is by 60, so it is longer, but if it is by 45, so it will be around 21.5. So it will be around this place, but because it is by 60, that is why it is extending more. So what you need now is to insert your body circumference on your fabric. As I've said, the length of my kaftan is 63 with my hemming allowance inclusive. So what I will do now is, you don't need to insert your armhole, but I will start from the bust just to make you understand so well. So now this will just be the starting point for your measurement. So the next thing is to insert half of my armhole. You won't need that, but I will do that just to make you understand more. So half of my armhole is 8.5. Then you will need your underbust, the measurement for your underbust. Like mine is 14.5. So I will just insert that here. Then the next one will be my waist. That is in case you want it to be fitted, but you can ignore that. In case you are using a cotton fabric, you can just ignore your waist and just connect from your underbust down to your hip. So it will make it free and it will be able to go over your body. But I will insert it in case you want a fitted top. So I will go over it again. Half of my armhole, the measurement of my under the bust, that is from the nape of my neck to under my bust. Then my waist measurement. Then I will go over to my hip measurement. So I will make this line into a straight line. So I haven't made the line into a straight line. So since this is half of my armhole, I will insert my bust measurement. This is a stretchy fabric, so you can decide to add heat to it, that is to make it free or not. But since it's a little bit stretchy, I will just leave it that way. So it could be fitted and it will go over my body easily. So I will insert quarter of my bust, which is 10.5. I could just make that 11. So the next thing, this is the line for under my bust. So I will leave that way. Then I will go to my waist. Quarter of my waist is 9 inches. But because it's a free top, I'll just make it 10 inches. I will just make it 10 inches, which is here. Then I'll go over to my hip. quarter of my hip is 11 inches, so I'll just make that 11 and a half. So the next thing is to connect from my bust measurement, where I inserted my bust measurement, down to my waist. Let me see that. And then from my waist down to my hip. So, and from here will be down to the floor length, that is the length of the gown. So the reason why I asked you to insert the measurement for under your bust is this. You won't want to start sewing from here because it will look so funny, because it is a free top and this will be falling. So you will start sewing from under your bust. So you just start sewing from here all through to your waist, then to your hip, then down to the floor length. So now, or if you think that is too low for you, you could just insert your bust point measurement. Like mine is 10 and a half. So from here will be 10 and a half. But still, I will advise you to just start sewing from the under bust. So the next thing now is to connect from this hip down to the floor length. So right now I will just move my fabric a bit. So this is where the kaftan will end. I use 11 and a half here, that is for my hip measurement. So if you just want it straight down, you want it so straight, I will just insert this same measurement down here. So I will have 11 and a half. So which will be here. So the line will be coming from the hip down to this place. But when you are sewing, if you are using this type of measurement, you should stop at around 15 inches or 10 inches. Because this place has to be free for you to move. That is if you are using your hip measurement here. But you could decide to make it an A-line kaftan gown, so it will be, you'll be able to move easily. So in that case, you'll be adding 5 inches to your measurement, and then you just draw straight from here down to this place. So but for me, this is if you want it to be an A-line kaftan, you don't want a slit by the side. But for me, I will just stick to this. So what I will do now is, this is my hip measurement in which I use here. I will just add extra 1 inch here. Then I will connect with my ruler down to this place. So now the kaftan gown is ready. So looking at it, can you see that? So I will stop about 12 to 15 inches depending on my choice. So this is it. So I will just stop around here. So I'll take to my sewing machine. I will start sewing from under the bust, just straight. Can you see that? Then I will stop around here, and that is all. So now if you want this chalk to show on the other side, so now what you just do is that you will open, just note this point where you folded, and then I will just open it up this way. So this is the end of the line. I will fold this way, make sure it matches here, and then you just tap on the chalk wherever you measured, and you'll find out that the chalk will be showing on this side of the fabric. Right now I have the chalk showing on the other side. So by the time I want to sew, all I have to do is to start sewing from under the bust here, and then I will sew all down on the right side just the way it is, and then you are done. So for the neckline, I would fold back just to explain that. So I've folded my fabric back again. So for the neckline now, since this is a stretchy fabric, I will just, for the width, I will just make it 3.5 because it is a stretchy fabric. But if it is cotton fabric, you can do as much as 5 or even 6. If you want it to fall slightly, you could make it 6. So depending on you. But because this is a stretchy fabric, I will just make this 3.5. And then for the depth, I will make it 5.5. in case you could also have it as 3.5 here too, but that you will have a slit in front here. But for this particular tutorial, I'll just make it 5.5, and then connect this way. So the neckline is formed. So if you are having a shorter depth like 3.5, it will be somewhere around here. Then after cutting this off, you just slit the front fabric alone. So right now I'll cut this off. Now the kaftan is formed. So what I'll do now is to take to my sewing machine and finish the neckline with a bias strip and then sew along this line. So right now I've finished the neckline. Can you see that? And I've also sewn the side. Here, can you see that it has been sewn? So I will just decide which of the colors I will be placing on the neck of my kaftan. So I'll just do that with and iron, and then I will put it on to show you how it looks. And this is the outcome of the kaftan we just made. Can you see? It's so easy and beautiful. So just give it a try, and you can share with us on our Facebook page, Sewing Innovations. You can also follow me on Instagram